All right, I'm going to start my book club. So the book club starts, and we're going to start talking about Beware of Chicken by Casualfarmer. It's a new book I've been reading. I highly recommend. The synopsis goes, I'm going to butcher this, but Jinro wanted to be a cultivator who defied the heavens and surpassed all limits. Unfortunately for him, he died, and now I'm stuck here. Arrogant young masters, heavenly tribulations, cultivating for days on end, and then getting into life or death battles? Yeah, no thanks. I'm getting out of here. In which a transmigrator decides that the only winning move is not to play. As of recording this, Beware of Chicken does update daily. He has been very correct. He usually updates between 8 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon on Royal Road. I'll put the link in the description. Honestly, we're looking at 31 chapters. He's been at this for about a month now. I highly recommend it. It's a great story built around a very interesting premise with a handful of very, very silly one-off jokes. The biggest being that this rooster, as you can see in the cover art there, his name, if this is the rooster we're talking about, his name is Big D, because roosters are also known as cocks, so it's a Big D. So it's instantly we have a dick joke early on. Yeah, no, I highly recommend it. It's a really interesting take on the normal cultivation stories. We have a character who isn't really motivated by amassing personal power at the detriment of others. He just wants to be a farmer, doing farmery things, giving back to the land give back to him. The writing is... there's some mild inconsistencies, but overall incredibly well done, especially for an amateur writer. There is character development and character building outside of just the main character. The female lead characters, for what we've been introduced for so far, actually has some more depth with a lot of these similar bracketed the similar genre does not have. The characters each have their own, motivations so far and their own personalities, which he brings out very well in his writing. With a good amount of perspective changes. These perspective changes lead, certain questions to be asked, but it maintains the story going forward. Some people do perspective changes and then just rehash the same scene from a different perspective, which can, if done correctly, be done very well, but are generally very difficult to do. However, Casualfarmer has done a great job in using the scene transitions to continue the story, to develop the story more. Other than that, there are some concerns I have about Casualfarmer and about his building and his story there. The biggest one is that it's a daily update. This goes through weekends as well, and he has a Patreon. Sadly enough, his Patreon, how do you want to say it, doesn't have any advanced chapters. He tries to make up with that with daily updates. And my biggest concern, especially with daily updates, is that what ends up happening as you get farther in, roughly around 100 to 120 chapters, you start seeing a lot of similar exposition, reused phrases, not a lot of variability in the writing, which really brings the writing down. So far, he's been really good, really well ahead. We have this really nice, interesting story that's being built. Honestly, it's a very good story for what it is. We also have some interesting, as it's very early in this potential story, it's relatively slow build. We have a very interesting tidbits he's sprinkled in, which make it interesting to see how his overarching story is going to appear. Other than that, there's no major things I would say, other than there has been some other reviews putting this on the Royal Road's best rated site as number 2 or 3, if I'm correct. I personally don't know if it deserves that level of acclaim, especially so early. When it gets to 100 chapters, and then I'll probably revisit it and we'll see how it goes from there. Well, thank you very much. This is the book club today. I might be doing, I will be doing more, but Beware of Chicken is the first one in this series. Well, thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.